we go. Alrighty. I see. Is it gonna go? Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows?
Hello. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great, just regular Wednesday in the office.
Yeah. What's your name?
Jess,
Jess. Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you as well. And thank you for taking the time to be a part of Songwriters Camp.
Yeah, this is awesome. Very excited to be a part. Hello, everyone. We're live.
Yes.
We're hanging out with Jess.
So to kick off Songwriters Camp, I always ask the same question, which is, how did you get your start in songwriting?
My start. Well, I started writing songs when I was like 5. My parents had like a piano in the living room, and I would just didn't know how to play piano, but I would just like pluck, like single note songs, and I would sing songs about love, and obviously had not experienced love before, but I always sang to myself as like an aid of comfort, and but yeah, I mean, I got the start of the songwriting bug very, very early on, I would say.
And do you remember the first song that you ever wrote?
It's called Shooting Star. I don't think I can sing it because I have to keep my reputation. But, it wasn't my hit. But there was, it was about the shooting star. My name's Hayley. Hayley's a comet. There's a concept emerging there,
Love that. And to dive into your new songwriting, where we are today, so your latest single that you just released is Deep in the Woods. So when did you start writing for this album, would you say?
I think I started writing beginning of 2020. And Deep in the Woods, I think I wrote when I was in Topanga at early 2020 before the pandemic. And it's one of my favorite songs, and wrote that synth bridge. The bridge is like my favorite part because it's just like a wall of sound, and I always love walls of sound. But it also has this like visual, eerie, sexy element to it, which I love all of those combined.
Do you normally start with the bridge, or is that just how that song came to be?
That song just started with the synth line that I played, and then it just kind of emerged. I normally start with like the beat, or like just like a rhythm that I really like, and I'll normally like scat a melody as the top line, and then we'll kind of go in and refine chords and feelings and kind of mess around with the chords, because sometimes I feel like when you start with chords, you're kind of stuck in that one world depending on what key you start in, and so I kind of like to leave it more open, and then the chords kind of come in, and then lyrics are normally last for me. Normally I'm just singing like na ma ni ma ma na ma ma na, and then it turns into diving deep in the woods.
Mm-hmm. And so when you find like yourself listening to other people's music, do you listen to the words first, or do you listen to the music first, or do you kind of listen to both combined?
I'm like a melody person. Okay. Lyrics are really important, but I am a melody person. I love melody, and I'm like, if it has a good melody, I'm gonna listen to this.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned that you wrote it in Topanga, so do you think that the environment in which you're in also influences what comes out?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think it's important to be able to write wherever you are, but I also feel like depending on your environment definitely inspires. If like you're in your bedroom and on your bed and with a guitar, you're gonna have a certain energy than maybe being on a balcony or maybe being outside, and there's no wrong answer. Just, whatever works for the artist.
And how long did that song in particular take you to write?
We wrote it in a day, and then normally, we do production, like temp production, and then we go really heavy into it afterwards if I decide that that's gonna make the album, and then we go really deep into it, deep in the woods.
And you also came out with a visualizer for this one. So how did that?
It was really cool. I love having I can't have a music video for every song. And so I wanted to have a visual aid or guide within each song of the album. And so we traveled overseas and did these really amazing drone shots. This FPV pilot is what it's called. And my album's called Panorama. And so it's about seeing the bigger picture. Through the highs and lows and loving yourself along the way. And so I felt like drone visualizers were the way to go for this.
Awesome. And so it's safe to say that we can expect more in the future when the album comes out.
Yes, we definitely can. Hi, everyone.
To go back a little bit more, before Deep in the Woods, you had For the Girls, which had a full-blown music video concept. So when you're writing, and you directed this one as well. Mm-hmm. So when you come into a music video, are you thinking about a music video when you're recording in the studio, or does that kind of have an afterthought?
It depends on the song. Like For the Girls, when we were writing it and working on it, I was imagining a lot of other music videos that didn't end up getting shot for the song. So like sometimes I'll be in the studio and like I'll imagine like this entire music video, and I either shoot that exact music video or I end up shooting an entirely different music video. And sometimes, sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. Wait, no, I'm not. Okay, it passed. Sometimes you write a song and there is no visual. Oh, I am gonna sneeze. Two. There might be a third. I normally sneeze in threes, but we're good for now.
Oh, in a specific music video, did you know that you wanted to direct it right off the bat?
Yeah, I've directed all my videos since Girls Like Girls in 2015, and so I love storytelling, and I love the challenge of it all, and creating these visuals. They also amplify the songs, because like sometimes when you write a song, it's about one thing, and then when you create the visual, it can turn into a whole other thing. Like For the Girls, I wasn't visualizing the queer bachelor, but here we are.
Yeah. And when did that idea first come to like life? Did somebody suggest it, or did it you just pulled it out of your head and you were like, that's the winner?
Well, I have to give credit where credit's due. My girlfriend actually was like, "What if you do The Bachelor?" And I was like, "That is the most beautiful thing you've ever said." I was like, "That, yes, yep, that's what we're doing." And obviously, that's where the idea, was born.
The last one to come out of the limo, per se.
Wait, sorry, you broke up. What did you say?
I was like, have a limo in the music video, but the limo.
Yeah, we had to have the limo, and obviously we had the reveal at the end, and that was like a last minute decision as well, to have Becca at the end of the video. But it was so much fun. We had 15 queer contestants, and some of them knew each other, some of them didn't, and I like met with them and I was like, okay, you're gonna steal the rose, or you're gonna cause drama, and you're gonna, drink way too much, and like, all these things, and no one knew who was playing who. And so it was a really awesome shoot, because everyone just kind of went in going kind of like The Bachelor, of like, hi, nice to meet you, and drama's about to ensue, or the chaos that I call chaos is about to ensue.
I love that. And it was the most dramatic season so far.
Yes, it was the most dramatic season thus far.
And you mentioned Girls Like Girls, and it being Pride Month. I know that song has just taken on a life of its own. So did you expect that when you originally released that music video or wrote that song?
No, I mean, when I wrote that song, it was raining in LA, which it never rains. And I was sitting with my co-writer, Lily, my producer, Owen, and, she was like, what is something that you're scared of talking about or expressing? And I had never come out to someone in the industry before, and so I shared that with her, and that's where Girls Like Girls was born. We wrote that song in a couple of hours as well, and I had no idea that was going to, I don't know, just inspire me and also help me find a community that I love so dearly. And yeah, I had no idea it was going to take the life that it has.
And was there like a sense of vulnerability that came with writing that song? I mean, when she asked, like, what is your biggest?
Yeah. Yeah, no one wants
Yeah,
to be asked that question. What's your biggest fear?
yeah, exactly.
What are you too afraid to share but will share with me now? And you're like, no, wall, wall, wall. I feel like some of the greatest songs come from fear and vulnerability, and I feel like when I write music, and I especially work on the album like Panorama, it's like if I don't feel a little uncomfortable, then maybe it's not the one, you know. And um, it's important to kind of push yourself of like, okay, what else am I trying to learn about myself or uncover about myself? And um, that's what's so amazing about songwriting is that it's a dialogue within yourself, and then you're able to share that dialogue with others that help inspire others to either have a dialogue with themselves or feel more comfortable with who they are and what they're navigating. Oh wait, you're breaking up. I can't hear you. Sorry, say it one more time. I lost you.
Is that the song say that you get the most reaction from the crowd?
I get a reaction from a lot of the songs, but I always like end my concerts with "Girls Like Girls." I don't know when I'll change that, but it's always like such an amazing moment, waving the flag and seeing everyone feel so proud of themselves and having a moment of joy. You know, this world is so hard to navigate. There's a lot going on in this world, and that's why music is such a powerful tool and um, just support system for so many of us.
Is there a specific song off the album other than For the Girls and Deep in the Woods that you're excited for fans to listen to?
Yeah, well, I've announced the track list, you guys. So if you haven't checked out the track list, I was about to say, oh, I can't tell you, but now I can because
Yeah, I was like,
public information.
the little video of it.
It's hard, like you keep these secrets and then you share it and then you're like, oh, wait, it's not mine anymore, it's everyone's. Underground is one of my favorite songs on the album. Panorama is one of my favorite songs on the album. I mean, literally every song that made it on the album is a favorite, which is I feel like a good place to be. You know, when you're releasing an album, one would hope. Yeah.
How would you describe this album?
This album is a more refined version of myself. I feel like I've had a lot of clarity. Um, during expectations, obviously, I was sharing my authentic truth, but also catching up with my past. And I feel like Panorama, I've really catched up with my present self. And I feel like there's a lot of clarity in my life of who I am. And you can feel that clarity within the album and the record itself. I kind of went through like a spring cleaning in my personal life, dealing with a lot of health issues and learning how to take care of myself. And then also with the music, it was like, okay, how do I, kind of doing spring cleaning of like what needs to be here and what doesn't need to be here. And within that, I found a very refined version of my voice and my sound. And I'm so excited for you guys to hear it. Deep in the Woods is just the beginning. For the Girls is just the beginning. Found My Friends just the beginning. Like there's so many amazing songs that I don't know, just make me feel free and give me joy. And I'm excited to share that joy with everyone.
Are there songs?
Oh wait, you broke up, Jess. Sorry. Why does it do it every time you ask me a question? It's rude.
It's just not liking my voice right now.
Okay, I can hear you right now. Wait, ask me again.
Is there songs that didn't make the list that you like were trying to fit in there, but they just didn't make the cut?
Yeah, I mean, I think every artist and songwriter like has a personal connection to every song that they write, and there was a lot of songs that I love that just weren't as great as the ones I have now. But they're also amazing songs, and I hope to find a home for them eventually. A lot of artists, you write like hundreds of songs and you release 13, 11, 12, but they're all your babies. because they all are time capsules of moments in your life. Um, you know, they're like little journals.
Yeah. Is there someone in your life that you trust their opinion to like help make those calls?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends. I have one friend. Her name's Gabby, and we went to high school together, and we used to do like open mic nights together and like talent shows because she sang as well at the time. And um, like I remember in high school, I'd like write a song and like sing it to her and be like, "What do you think?" Like that kind of friendship. And she's always on my list of sharing the music to her first and seeing which song she thinks you know might be the one.
Does she have an album?
Sorry.
Does she have a favorite off the album?
um she does. I know Deep in the Woods is one of them. I have to look back at our text, but I know she has a lot of favorites for sure.
And which one are you excited to perform live?
Great question. I'm excited to perform Panorama live. I'm excited to perform Sugar at the Bottom live. I mean, all of them. It's so exciting. I'm going on tour with Loud in August, and I'm going to be able to play a couple of the new songs from the album, and then obviously, hopefully, I'll go on a headlining tour soon and get to play all of them. And just, it's so exciting as an artist to finally get to like perform them live and sing with your friends.
Have you thought about, I mean, it's
Oh wait, you broke up again, Jess. One more time. Sorry.
August is fast approaching, which is
Yeah.
when the tour starts, and we're already almost in July. So have you thought about what you want the live music to sound and differ from the album sound?
I mean, I just want it to sound exactly like the album because I love the album so much. You guys, I also just realized today we're exactly 1 month away from Panorama being released, July 29th. So just yay to us. This is an exciting day and moment right here.
Yes. And what are the emotions like day before release? If whether it's a single or a whole blown album or a music video, what are your feelings like when you're
I think it's like different for every song and every release. I think with an album, there's a lot of like, I saw someone talking about it on TikTok where it's just kind of like, there's a lot of like grief in a weird way because you're almost like letting go of something and like saying goodbye because it was yours for so long and then it becomes someone else's. But I'm just really excited that, I've had this album for a while and I love this music so much. And I'm just excited to share it at this point. I'm just going to start releasing things left, right, and center.
and it has been a hot minute since we got a full blown.
It has been a hot minute. It definitely has, but I had to make it right. It's like you want to, set a bar for yourself and have the album be just as good, if not better, than your first album. And as my sophomore album, I think we made that happen. But it, took, great things take time. It's not like sometimes things come easy and sometimes things take work and also just like life and living and experimenting. So, yeah.
How do you know when a song is ready to be like you're done? My of approval on.
That's a great question. I think for me, it's like when the song makes me feel the way I want to feel. So, like, if the song evokes a certain emotion, whether I'm wanting to feel nostalgic or if I'm wanting to, like, comfort my sadness or if I'm wanting to feel like I want to just go dance on the street, it's really just like a feeling. And, like, a lot of times you'll write a song and you'll be like, something's off. So it's not ready. And like you just have like that feeling of like, oh, maybe I need to rewrite this part or maybe I need to add another bridge or, whatever it is. It's just like, you just know it's like there's something off or this is it. This is it.
And is there a song that you're most proud of so far
Like in life or on the album?
in life?
Well, that's a hard question. I'm very proud of all of my songs because, each song takes so many people and time to make it happen and to complete it. Um, I don't know if I can answer that question. I feel like I'm very proud of all my songs,
Mhm.
and they all have a special place in my heart, different times of my life. And yeah, some songs like capture ease, and sometimes songs capture hardships, and sometimes like they
Yeah.
just all have like memories within themselves.
And when you look back at specific songs that you wrote during a specific time in your life, are you taken back to that moment?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
And would you say that that is also like a factor into the song being complete is when it encapsulates all of the emotions that you were going through while writing it?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a fair statement to make.
What would you say is your biggest inspiration when it comes to writing songs?
Um, Probably asking myself, like, are you being truthful? Are you still hiding something, or is this actually how you feel? Like, kind of like asking yourself questions and questions within the questions, trying to dive deeper because I think as humans, as people, we grow up with a lot of trauma and we also grow up with a lot of things we're trying to unlearn. And so there's a lot of like walls that you're trying to like move and get rid of or like push away or temporarily push away. Um, so that's always a process.
And how has songwriting grown over the last 4 years?
My songwriting has grown a lot. I was saying the other day how, Panorama, there was a lot of like spring cleaning. I also, too, had this realization that there were also some hidden walls that I didn't know were still there. Growing up writing music and being closeted, um, writing songs on my guitar on my bed, I would put up walls or like use he, him pronouns and like all these things because I didn't want people to find my lyrics or I didn't want people to really know how I felt. And I think that over time I've stepped into my authentic self and have shared that. But I think during this album, I also noticed there were still some walls that were lingering that I was like, oh, maybe I should, you know, move
Yeah.
those away as well so I can be clearer with my intent and what I'm trying to say with my music.
When it comes to performing that, like,
Sorry, Jess. Try one more time. Why does it do that?
no idea.
It's weird. We
Cutting,
just want to hear you speak more.
I was like, it's not cutting out on my end, but I don't know.
It's on my end. Okay, I can hear you now. So go.
Or like a cell phone commercial. Like, can you hear me now? When you're performing these songs live and you are vulnerable and you are your true authentic self,
Mhm.
how like and shift into a live performance? Are you vulnerable? Are you like what emotions are you excited? Or are you kind of like hesitant? Or is it, oh, I put my 100% authentic self in this album, so I have to do the same when I'm in front of thousands and thousands of people?
I'm a very emotional. I'm a very sensitive person, and so even like songs like gravel to tempo, like I have to fight through tears singing that song. Like I get very emotional, because I think that like as a songwriter you've overcome so much to get to that point to be able to perform that song, and I get emotional a lot when I perform, and I sometimes have to be very cold with myself and be like, do not cry, like, because then you will not sound good. Um, but I get choked up all the time, and I'm sure that's like, I think it's similar to other artists. I don't know, or maybe I just like am a very emotional person.
And do you see the reaction from the crowd, and does that also influence your emotions?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing to feel energy in a room and that adrenaline, and um, I remember doing a show like after the pandemic, and I was just like blown away by this like wall of adrenaline, and my body was shaking because I hadn't felt that in so long. My body was like, "What is going on?" And it's a pretty magical feeling to have so much joy and energy in one room and have that all be shared together.
What do you hope that
Wait, ask me one more time, Jess. Sorry.
what do you hope that fans and listeners get out of this album once it's released?
I hope my fans love the album. I hope they find the comfort and support that they need with whatever they're navigating. And I hope they feel seen and understood and celebrated. Uh, yeah, just validated.
And lastly, to wrap it up, the Songwriters Camp, we're asking everybody, what is your song of the summer?
Song of the summer. There's so many good. Everyone just released so much music last week. I've like been catching up listening to everyone's albums. Um, sheesh. Well, generally speaking, I love Muna, and they just released their album. I love Conan Gray. I love that song "Movies" on his album, so that could be a song. I personally, selfishly, "For the Girls" by Hayley Kiyoko is the summer bop.
Yeah,
And yeah, I hope we can just find some comfort with music because I know a lot of people are feeling very scared and vulnerable right now, and so I just yeah, just try to utilize music to help support yourself with whatever you're going through, and hopefully you can find many summer bops. You know, the summer's just getting started, so
yeah, exactly. It has a month to look forward to the new album, and after there will be countless summer
we're
bops.
1 month, 30-ish days away. It's crazy.
So to wrap it up, would you have anything you'd like in the line?
Uh, I love you all so much. Thank you for your comments. I've been scrolling through and seeing your love and support, and yeah, I love you guys so much. I'm sending you big hugs, and so excited for you to hear the album in a month. Thank you for your love on Deep in the Woods and For the Girls, and thanks Jess for having me. This was a really really cool combo.
Of course, thank you so much for wrapping up the month of June.
Yay! I love it. Love you all.
It was great talking to you, Hayley.
Great talking to you too, Jess. Bye.